Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, has always been a man known for his larger-than-life personality, fiery rhetoric, and unpredictable behavior. However, his recent appearance at a rally in Pennsylvania took a bizarre turn that left both his supporters and critics in disbelief. In a performance that has now gone viral, Trump, while addressing fracking and energy policies, decided to imitate a duck on stage, making quacking noises and pursing his lips to mimic a duck's bill. The incident occurred just minutes after he confidently boasted about passing cognitive tests, which has led many to question the state of his mental health. In this video, we dive deep into this unusual display, analyze its implications, and explore what this might mean for Trump's political future. On a Sunday afternoon in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump hosted what should have been a routine rally focused on energy policy, particularly fracking, a topic he's been passionate about for years. Trump has long argued that fracking is crucial to the Pennsylvania economy, even though statistics show that it represents a relatively small portion of the state's overall workforce and revenue. But this rally was different. Rather than sticking to a prepared script or delivering his usual talking points, Trump veered into bizarre territory, leaving even his most ardent supporters confused. The fracking obsession. Trump's fixation on fracking has been a long-standing theme in his political speeches, particularly when speaking to Pennsylvania audiences. He has repeatedly claimed that fracking is essential to the state's economy, often exaggerating the number of jobs it creates. In reality, fracking contributes only a small fraction of jobs in the state's oil and gas industry, far fewer than Trump would have his supporters believe. During this rally, Sage Steele, who was moderating the event, asked Trump a series of rapid-fire questions about fracking, including how soon it would be implemented, how much of it would be done, and where it would happen. Her line of questioning seemed straightforward enough, a routine inquiry about a key energy issue. But Trump's response was anything but routine. The cognitive boast and the duck incident. It's important to note that just 30 minutes before the duck incident, Trump was bragging about his cognitive abilities. He told the audience that he had passed cognitive tests with flying colors, making it clear that he believed his mental faculties were in excellent shape. "I've got no cognitive problems whatsoever," he declared confidently, drawing cheers from the crowd. Then came the fracking question, and everything took a turn for the strange. When Steele, whom Trump mistakenly referred to as Page rather than Sage, asked about fracking, Trump launched into a nonsensical and disjointed answer. He began by saying, "You know what you're doing is fracking, but you can do much more." It wasn't clear what Trump meant by this, but before anyone could make sense of his words, he went further off the rails. Trump's response quickly devolved into what can only be described as duck impersonation. "We're going to frack, frack, frack like a duck," Trump said, pursing his lips to mimic a duck's bill and making quacking sounds. At that moment, the crowd fell silent. Those in attendance exchanged bewildered glances, unsure of how to react. Was this a joke? Was Trump mocking the fracking process? Or had he simply lost his train of thought and resorted to nonsensical theatrics? Trump continued to say the word fracks over and over, repeating it multiple times and seeming to enjoy the way it sounded. His face lit up with amusement as he continued his duck impersonation. "Frack, frack, frack," he said, each time drawing out the word as if savoring it. To those watching, it was clear that Trump was having fun with the absurdity of it all. But for many, it was also a deeply concerning moment that raised questions about his mental state. What happened next? After the duck incident, Trump attempted to regain his composure and continue the discussion on energy policy, but the damage was done. The crowd, which had been enthusiastic and supportive just moments earlier, was now noticeably quieter. While some supporters laughed and applauded, others seemed uncomfortable, unsure of what they had just witnessed. Commentators were quick to pounce on the moment. Social media exploded with memes, jokes, and commentary about Trump's bizarre behavior. His critics saw it as further evidence that he is unfit for office, while his supporters, at least the most loyal among them, tried to spin it as Trump simply having fun or engaging in lighthearted humor. The cognitive test boast. Was it a deflection? Trump's repeated mentions of his cognitive tests have been a recurring theme throughout his political career, particularly when questions about his mental acuity arise. His insistence that he has no cognitive problems has been seen by some as a defensive tactic, a way to preemptively silence critics who suggest that his mental faculties may be declining. But the duck impersonation at the Pennsylvania rally only served to intensify those concerns. For many observers, the incident was a clear sign that something was wrong. How could a man who just boasted about passing cognitive exams so easily spiral into such erratic behavior? Medical professionals and psychologists weighed in, with some suggesting that Trump's behavior could be symptomatic of cognitive decline. Others pointed out that Trump has always had a penchant for theatrics, and that the duck impersonation might simply be an extension of his bombastic style. However, even those who have followed Trump's career closely admitted that this was a new level of strange, even for him. Fracking, the real issue or a distraction. At the heart of Trump's bizarre rally performance was the issue of fracking, a subject that has long been contentious in Pennsylvania. While Trump's focus on fracking might resonate with some voters in the state, the reality is that fracking plays a much smaller role in Pennsylvania's economy than Trump suggests. The industry provides only a small number of jobs, and its environmental impact has made it a divisive issue among voters. But for Trump, fracking has become a symbol of his commitment to American energy independence. He has used the issue to paint himself as a defender of blue-collar jobs and a fighter against environmental regulations that he claims are stifling economic growth. Yet, at this rally, the issue of fracking was overshadowed by Trump's duck antics. What could have been an opportunity for Trump to clearly lay out his energy policies and appeal to voters in a critical swing state instead became a spectacle that left many questioning his fitness for office. The fallout. Supporters and critics respond. The fallout from Trump's rally was swift. Political pundits across the spectrum weighed in, with many calling it one of Trump's most bizarre moments to date. Progressive commentators used the incident to highlight what they see as Trump's cognitive decline, while conservative commentators struggled to defend the performance. Trump supporters, as always, were divided. Hardcore loyalists downplayed the duck impersonation, insisting that it was nothing more than Trump being playful. "He's just having fun with the crowd," one supporter said. "This is why people love him. He doesn't take himself too seriously." But other supporters weren't so sure. In interviews after the rally, some expressed concern about Trump's behavior. "It was strange," one attendee said. "I'm still going to vote for him, but I hope he's okay. That wasn't normal." Media coverage and public perception. The media coverage of Trump's rally was relentless. News outlets across the country picked up the story, with headlines focusing on Trump's duck impersonation rather than his policy positions. Late-night comedians had a field day with the incident, and social media was flooded with memes comparing Trump to a duck. The public's perception of the rally varied widely, depending on political affiliation. Trump's critics saw the duck impersonation as further proof that he is mentally unfit to hold office, while his most ardent supporters either brushed it off or saw it as endearing. The bigger picture. What does this mean for Trump's political future? The duck impersonation is just the latest in a series of bizarre moments that have raised questions about Trump's mental health and his ability to lead. While it's easy to dismiss the incident as a moment of silliness, it's also worth considering what it says about Trump's current state of mind. At 78 years old, Trump is no longer the fiery, energetic candidate he once was. His rallies, once electric with energy, have become more subdued, and moments like the duck impersonation only serve to highlight the toll that age and stress have taken on him. But despite these concerns, Trump remains a formidable force in American politics. His base of supporters is fiercely loyal, and many of them seem willing to overlook even the most bizarre behavior in favor of his broader political message. Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania will go down as one of the most unusual moments in his political career. His decision to imitate a duck on stage, just minutes after boasting about his cognitive abilities, left many in the audience speechless and raised serious questions about his mental health. As Trump continues his bid for a return to the White House, incidents like these will undoubtedly become fodder for both his critics and his supporters. Whether this bizarre performance will have any lasting impact on his political fortunes remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. Donald Trump has once again proven that he is unlike any politician America has ever seen.